Here. We just arrived at Crust Pizza. Sunday morning.
What we'll have to do is on the way back, we just try and dodge. Look for as many trees as
Well,
possible.
Fishcreek got the taco corner, and then we go home 105 Spring Branch. That way, it is coming south into the
But
wind.
you get some.
But you're
They're talking about the wind.
Yeah.
They want to duck the wind on the way back.
What I recommend, don't go through the neighborhood.
On this ride, Paul and I left Northampton. We rolled into the woodlands. We went out Goslin, Flint Ridge, picked up Team RR. Then we headed out Egypt Lane, Fishcreek, lots of action, all the way to McCaleb Road. Then we let the group go and we headed east on 105. We went and did 2 loops of the 15% climb. Then we headed down. We went to the lake area. We explored a little road back there. It's a nice little climb. We went across the lake. All of that's off camera. Then we got into the forest. We filmed that all the way to 149. And then we got on Bailey Grove Road. We filmed all the way to the end of Bailey Grove Road. And then we went through Dacres. That's all off camera. Mount Moriah, through Dobbins, Jackson Road. It was very windy on the way back. We kept the pace steady all the way into Magnolia and came down 1488 back into the woodlands. It was an excursion. We climbed almost 1,000 meters because we basically sought out the most challenging routes on the ride. I think you will love the clips that we got for you. We're rolling out of Crust Pizza. I was telling Paul we gotta go way out today. I was forced to take the day off on Saturday. I rested. It was Christmas Day. I don't know a whole lot of people riding anyway. And you can see I'm just nice and rested and I'm ready to go. I am raring to go. I had very good legs on this day. This is Festive 500 Day 3. I just rolled up the road. I'm probably doing about 13 or 15 miles an hour. I figure they'll catch up. I wanted to get these guys going because they like to chat too much when it's time to ride. I come to ride. So we're up the road spinning up there. We figure they'll catch up when they're ready to start riding. Riding time is precious. You got time to be chatting. It's time to move. You want to talk, that's okay, but you got to be moving too. I hope you all had a great Christmas. We opened presents early Christmas Day and just kind of hung around. I went ahead and did like a maintenance Saturday. The day just kind of went on. By the time we had lunch and everything, I decided I was just going to take the day off.
You won't see me long. I'll be falling off the back pretty soon.
Oh, come on, man.
Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah.
Like you, though, probably having a hard time controlling my appetite.
You have?
So much food.
Yeah, we got a lot of
That's the
food.
reason why you have to be here today, man.
Mark said he has trouble controlling his appetite. We had a lot of gumbo, potato salad, greens with ham in
Get
it.
up there.
We didn't kill any turkeys this year. I don't really care for turkey that much anyway. We had a good variety. We still had stuffing. Then we had gumbo, seafood, and regular gumbo. So it was very, very well prepared. A family member has the culinary skills and she put some stuff together. I told my wife, I said, she put a big toe in that bad boy. tasted good. So we still eating the leftovers. You can see the snap in my legs. I have fresh legs on this day. I got a bunch of food in my left pocket because we plan on spending most of the day on the bike. Those are the Souke socks. They got their name on it. Those are just so comfortable. They sent a couple of copies to Paul and I. Paul has the black with the name on it. I got the white with the name on it. And we got the other one with the dots. But man, they only have the cushioning where you need it. The ball of your feet, the heel. The rest of the sock is a little lighter, but it's just so comfortable. I was very pleasantly surprised. So I want to thank Souke Sports for sending those socks in. Check out their stuff, SoukeSports.com. Use the link in the video here, and you will get a discount. Go check out their products. Got some nice cycling apparel. We're going to be doing a review of their custom process. They're going to be manufacturing a set of custom jerseys for Veloharmony. And I'm going to use that opportunity to record the steps that you need to use when you order using their custom site. They offer custom jerseys, and there are no minimums. You can have one jersey customized. There are certain restrictions in the design process, but I'm just going to upload our current classic jersey that we have, and they will edit the design and kind of modernize it, and we'll see what they come up with. But it should be interesting. So I will release a video in the future that shows the ordering process and us receiving the jersey. My bike just felt light today. We're getting out of town, heading north. The wind is mostly from the south. I think it's southwesterly. It's 18 Celsius, about 65 degrees Fahrenheit, and it feels like 65 degrees Fahrenheit. It is not muggy. It's just nice. So it ended up being about 81 degrees Fahrenheit. It's about 28 Celsius for our Christmas day and this day after Christmas. So we have warmer than normal temperatures, but you know, that's Southeast Texas. You don't like the weather? Wait a few minutes. That's Mike Weinground on the right there that we just passed. I titled this video Increasing Your Cycling Cadence because it takes work to increase your cadence, increase your cruising cadence. You use that. You will see how I use that in the group. You use that to navigate the group, responding to changes in speed. And when you're really going fast, you want to have a good ability of varying cadence adaptation. The light was green. I was going to go for it, and it turned yellow. Paul's laughing. I turned off the power immediately.
That would have been perfect.
Because we had enough room, it's just that it turned. So Bob had pushed the button, that's why you see him moving his bike over like that. He pushed the pedestrian cross button because we don't have a car behind us. You know, this is Sunday morning, the day after Christmas, so the roads are lightly traveled. Normally on Sundays they're lighter, but you know, with the holiday and everything, it's even lighter. There were not a whole lot of cars out. They will cross 1488 west here. That's Dave on the right. Dave is a staple of the WCC boys, but Dave has been a little off his program, so he's visiting us more frequently, trying to get himself back in shape without hammering himself into shape. That's the way you have to do it. So Dave knows how to train. You don't need to beat yourself into shape. You have to be patient. So we're just kind of shooting the breeze. He's asking me about what have we been riding, where we're going. We're talking about the Festive 500. I told him it's day 3. And, you know, we're hoping to be able to do about 100 kilometers every day and just get that out of the way so it doesn't interfere with our normal schedule. Because I have appointments at like 10 a.m., so I got to get going. So Cyclist going the other way. We greet her. I'm not sure what Abby's doing. We haven't even started riding. He's sliding back. So at this point, we have not decided what we're going to do. We just know we're going long. We don't know what direction and so forth. And you're going to see. We're just going to
Yes, sir.
toss it up later on and decide.
Thursday, 100 miles.
Yeah.
That way we get back off on Friday, which is New Year's Eve. That's the last day, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday, big rides.
Yeah.
So we're planning our Festive 500. That's what we're talking about. Just kind of bouncing ideas around. So we're thinking about doing a couple of big rides during the week. We're going to ride more than what they're requiring, of course.
And Wednesday, 100K. The other days, big rides.
So we had to do maintenance Monday today on Paul's bike. So that was good. That was good use of Monday. So I'm doing the narration as Monday evening now. But we got everything. You need to keep your bike worked on and tuned because you go far away places and you want to make sure you know the condition of your bike. Maintenance is important. Any noise you hear requires attention or it might get worse. It's not going to go away. We're discussing what we did the weekend before. Friday I kind of spun just to get a massage on the bike. That's what we're talking about.
I told you I saw Jerry on Thursday.
Yeah.
Riding back home, right by his house.
Yeah, I remember with his wife.
I was out on a ride on Thursday and Jerry was in his car with his wife and I just saw this lady's hand out of the window waving and then I saw Jerry. Jerry said, save some for tonight.
Yeah.
I was really pouring it on near where he lives and it just came out. Yeah, so that's what we're laughing about, among other things. So now we're at the open road here. It's time to start riding.
Yeah.
Well, the FM 2978 Fishcreek Thoroughfare. This stretch of it is called Honey Egypt Road. And at the next light, it becomes Sandera Boulevard. And then later on becomes Fishcreek. We turn on, these boys start to go. What's his name? Bob is up the road. He acted like we were holding him up. He always rides off from the group when the group is warming up. So keeping your cadence up gives you two benefits. You can respond easier to speed changes. You keep your legs fresh and supple. You save your legs. So it's really important. You have to adapt and train and acclimate yourself because it is stressing your aerobic system. So Paul rode on Christmas Day by himself. He did about 5 hours plus. He had sent me a text early in the morning, but I was waiting for my family to open up gifts before riding, so I didn't go with him. So he was telling me that he took this same route. So you see my cadence. triple digits. Then I just soft pedal when they slow down. But this allows me, the gear I'm in is not spun out. I feel the gear. So we catch up to Bob. He was up ahead while we were taking it easy. I'm not sure how he got so far ahead, but I guess we were just chilling and he decided to ride off. Now, look at the cadence. I'm just spinning because I know we've got a long day. Plus, this road is up and down. Once we get down the overpass that's coming, there's a little bridge. It just goes up for about 10 kilometers. You're gaining elevation. 1 to 3.5%, let's say. So you have to do specific workouts to improve your ability to handle high cadences without bouncing all over your bike. Starts with a good bike fit, and then you do the necessary workouts, the drills, to teach your neuromuscular system, your brain and your muscles have to work in concert to make sure you're smooth. That's how you generate power. Muscle memory. Because those of you who have power meters, if you want to generate watts, you got to spin that gear. It's instant power. Pushing a big gear, you don't generate a lot of watts. It's torque. I'm probably riding a 5317. We're doing about 25, 26 miles an hour now, something like that. You have to spend a lot of consistent training time to be smooth at higher cadences. It's something you have to teach your body. As we go down the hill here, I stay to the left because it's nice and smooth where it meets, where this road meets the bridge. They bring those slabs in. There's a smooth transition there. There's no bump. Then I come back in the draft. Because I'm using a high cadence, we're doing about 31 miles an hour, 31, 32. The light that's coming up, usually once we go through that light, then this road just spikes. And you just feel like you're just gaining elevation. The light changes, a short light. So I move to the left, I start soft pedaling, I downshift. The light changed before we got there. I let everybody know. It's just a bit of a chewed up patch that they did. They didn't do a good job. If the patch is worse than the hole that was there. It just threw the asphalt down and it's all a little gritty. This is where the road just starts going up. I mean, you can see it visually. And if you look at the grade, it says 2% now. So the whole time now for the next 10 kilometers, we're going to be going up. So Mike Weingrab pulled off. He was pulling, got off the front. You see the cadences I'm using. Don't just go and start riding high cadences. You got to train over time so you can adapt, because you can go anaerobic if you rev too high. So you need to know what you're doing. If you have a coach, I'm sure they can help you with that. We have workouts specifically for high cadence drills that will get you faster. a nice view of the rear here. The tightest line. Look up here. This is where the action is. So Paul goes to the side to film us from the side. These are the people that are serious at this moment, keeping everything tight. As opposed to the guys back there, you'll see in a little while he would flip the camera around. The guys back there are like two abreast. They're all over the road. There will be a huge gap.
That's all right.
There's a huge gap.
Good morning.
Good morning, man.
That's Dave there. That was Abby. This is Rob with the EF kit. That's Darren in the blue. What's the name of the other guy? I think his name is Chris. Look at those guys back there. They're messing around. Jerry's there. Jerry has caught up. Jerry left home late, and I think he caught us when we're at the light or something. So he's sitting back there. He'll come up front later. At this point, I don't know that Jerry's here.
Good.
We call Paul the cameraman. He said, "Hey, cameraman."
My son, his girlfriend, my wife, with all the people. And I was a little worried I might have got moved.
So yeah, Jerry said they went to some event. You know,
Okay.
everybody worries about these gatherings. You know, with what's going on. So.
Just riding, man. Trying to get in shape before I get back to work.
Yeah, Paul's been on vacation, so he's been able to join us on Sundays. And because Christmas was yesterday, the week before they didn't ride on Saturday because of the storm. So the last 2 weeks we've been filming the Sunday ride. We don't usually film the Sunday ride because Paul's not here. I don't like to film when he's not here unless he's not riding on a Saturday.
Friday, Saturday is what my normal days
So we film on Saturday. So that's what he's telling Jerry. He's usually off. His weekend days off Friday and Saturday.
What do you do?
I work for United Airlines.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So Robert gets off the front. He's drifting to the back. I think I'm in third position at this point. Abby is pulling, which is a rare thing. And it's good to see Abby pulling. Look at the line up there, nice and tight. You see my cadence on the screen. I am in third position. I keep my cadence high because look at the distance. The road's going to be going up. It's going up. You got to save your legs. It's early in the ride. We got 27 minutes with these guys. We rode about 35, 40 minutes before we got into the woodlands. Jerry's chatting with Darren. I don't know if he's gonna slip in here or not, but at this point I don't know he's here. I'm in that line. I am saving every ounce of energy I can. You see how those guys back there? Look at the gap. Well, it's not too bad. I see James behind Paul. They look like they're riding two abreast or something, which is not very efficient. This is Ridgely Shorts. It's about 2.5%. We go through. If you looked at the white socks in the line up front, those are my legs. That's why I do the contrasting colors. You see how visible they are. So Abby is pulling, Dave is behind Abby. I'm in third position, there's Rob behind me. So we got Mike gravel bike there, and I think this guy's Chris. I gotta get his name later. And this is Darren. Darren got a bit of a gap to that wheel. Gotta get in there. You see the road in the distance curving to the right? That curve is a grade. This is a road that is very heavily traveled by cyclists. The triathletes in the area really like it because you can come and get a great workout. You can get on your aero bars and push yourself. Look at my legs. You'll see it moving faster than most people near me because my focus is keeping my legs fresh. Abby gets through pulling. He pulls off. Dave has taken over. And Dave is a big guy. I like following Dave. I get a great draft. Dave is probably about my height or a little taller than I am. So he punches a big hole in there. We're not fighting a major headwind. I'm sitting in at the top of zone 2. On a descent here, I'm just basically coasting, soft pedaling. The road's gonna go down, then it's gonna kick up. The road's starting to go up here. But we've got the overpass after this one, so you can't get too excited here. You just want to maintain at this point your position. It's about 2.5% here, and then the overpass probably goes to between 3 to 4%. This side of the overpass is not as steep as the one on the left that we used to share before they opened this side. This is the lead into the overpass. Dave is still pulling. In a little while, you see Jerry come around because he ends up coming to the front right at the crest, the top of the hill, and he goes through. I end up pushing Dave on the back, telling him just get on his wheel. Then shortly after that, he wanted me to go through. This is Jerry moving up to the front. So kind of climbed it, you know, moderately. Jerry has picked up the pace. That's why you see everybody's going through. I believe this part of the road is called McCaleb Road. We're in Conroe, Texas. The city limits of Conroe. So Dave pulled off. He wanted me to get on Jerry's wheel, which I did. Jerry's at the front pulling. See those guys scattered all back there. I'm not sure. They're not drafting very closely. They're wasting a lot of energy. Don't do that. Stay close. Makes a big difference. So now I'm at the front and I'm sitting behind Jerry right now. Jerry's holding about 26 miles an hour. He's gonna pull off. He's gonna try to turn left, and they're gonna tell him we're going straight. And he's gonna pull to the left, and I'll go ahead and take over the lead in about less than a kilometer. So they said, no, we're going straight. Jerry was not in the parking lot. Jerry rode and caught us on the road, so he didn't know where we're going. So I take over right now. I'm at the front because Jerry has drifted to the side here after that correction in his intent to turn left on Capitol Road. We're going straight on McCaleb Road to Highway 105 in Conroe. So I'm pulling right now. I decided to lift the pace. You can see the speed's going up, and look at my cadence. I figure we might as well go ahead and do some work. 46 kilometers, we're approaching 30 miles an hour. We drop down a little bit. I don't stay up too long because the speeds are very high. The effort is up. I'm approaching sweet spot. I figure we got a lot of people here that can pull. I think after this little bump, I get off the front. So watch the speeds. I've already pulled off. Rob is pulling right now. Rob is in the EF kit. So then Mike Weingrad is going to the front, and he's going to lift the pace faster than what the guy's pulling. So it's on. They want to play. I said, okay. I'm looking around. You'll see me lift. I'm in the same gear. I just basically spin it up. So I said, okay, they want to play, we're going to really play. So Rob, this is Rob that was pulling. Now they have surged ahead. Then a little bit, Dan is going to make a move. So that just solidifies that they want to play. There goes Dan. He accelerates. Robert gets trying to get on his wheel anyway. He doesn't get there. And you see what I'm doing. I am navigating the pack right here. I am feeling really good. The road goes up. That's why I stood up. Dan is to the right. We've washed him out already. 4 or 5 stroke. We washed him out. Their pace is higher. He's done. We've got about 5 or 6 people here now. Paulie Longa is on my left. It's on. And as soon as I accelerate, then I'm soft pedaling. I said, these boys, you started, we're going to finish it. So I'm in like a 53-16, something like that, moderate. And I don't shift up. I just used whatever gear I was in, I just revved it. Because right here, I know that Abby likes to sprint to the light at 105. He's getting ready. I can see him. So I go ahead and mess everything up by going early right there. I kick it. Then I go to the right. Boom. So that anybody coming will have nothing no draft. Robert on the left quit. We're already at the corner, so I turned off the power. Just playing with him. That was sweet. That's how you sprint. That was not maximal effort. I didn't go full gas, you know. So somebody told me we're turning left, and then I moved in the left lane, and it's a short light. So Abby's gonna say it's short. So I go ahead and get in the center of the intersection so that car can see me and wave them through. The driver over there saw me, so now everybody can go through. But it's just a small section of the whole group. About 75% of the group did not make this turn. So you hear somebody say stop, and I don't like to hear that word when I'm riding. Robert says stop. We just keep rolling. I don't want to stop. These guys wanted to be with us, it would have been there. You know. So they want to regroup. They want to regroup. This is just a section of the group. You saw how big the group was. So they're still waiting. In a little bit, Winograd and Chepoussin are going to pull into the parking lot right here. We just keep going. I don't want to stop. They're stopping. If you look behind, you'll see them pulling in that parking lot. They're stopping. They're stopping in there. So Greg's shot is behind us, just spinning. So then I get the idea.
Go do the 15%ers.
Yeah.
Cross the lake, go to the forest, Thoroughfare.
All right.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's cool.
So we just created a route here. We're going to turn around, go east. They're going west here. We're going to do a U-turn. So I tell Greg, I told him we're going to do the 15% climbs. He knows where it is. Just so he can pass it on to them. We're done. Because by the time they wait for those guys, it's going to be a few minutes. They got caught at that light back there. We want to keep moving. So we're waiting for traffic. So Paul says, I get in the middle. Once we get in the middle, it's clear enough to where we can just go. This is a turn lane in the middle here. This is Highway 105 in Conroe, Texas. We're headed east towards Highway 45, Interstate 45.
Legends, we are in the forest. Mount Pleasant Road.
In this section, we kind of want to show you that you don't have to be going fast to work on your cadence. This is a terrain that has anywhere from 2 to 6% climbs. So the speeds are going to be low, but that's insignificant. It's effort that matters. You need to put it in the appropriate gear ratio and keep your rhythm. So if you look at my cadence, upper 90s, this road's going up. It says 1%. I think it's more than that. Yeah, 9 says 2. It's going up, and it's going to keep going up as it curves. In a little while, you'll hear me tell Paul, we need to start coming in this direction more because we usually ride it the opposite way. This is a nice long climb. So you have to learn how to climb to where you're not struggling all the time. By using the appropriate gear, you will teach your body
Quiet in here yesterday.
to climb. He said it was quiet yesterday. He came through here on Christmas Day, the day before this ride. He did this course. We're still climbing. So we climbed almost 1,000 meters on this ride. About 3,200 feet. So the idea is when you're working, keep your rhythm up, stay on top of the gear. Don't worry about your speed. Focus on what zone you want to be in. Your body does not care how fast you go. Your body is concerned about how hard you worked and for how long. Little horses just hanging out. Good shot there. We like going out in the country to ride because we don't have to be stopping very often. We can ride 12 to 15 kilometers before we have to stop and get a good workout. We're still climbing. This thing's going up. So a 3% climb in the proper gear, you can get yourself in the zone you want to be. We're trying to stay in zone 2. That's where we are.
I see you finding those smooth area to get.
Paul notices that I'm dodging all the rough spots. I'm finding the smooth area. That's just instinct. I don't want to ride over any rough patches. Save your wheel, save your rear. That's what he like. He said, I see you finding all the smooth patches. That's something you just develop. You don't want to ride in ruts and other stuff if you can avoid it. You have to read the road. So we climbed for at least a couple of minutes. That was nice. This is the long climb when we go the other way. So, you know, I think it has more climbs in this direction. We came across 2 6%ers on this excursion in the forest. Road's going back up. You've got to find the ratio. Don't be shy to shift. That's why you carry those gears, use them.
Come on through, my brother. I got down this box.
Saving my rear.
Those gloves are the business, my brother. I can see the size thing from back here.
We're dodging all the ruts as we descend here. I'm carrying a lot of speed, so I go to the left so the wind can slow me down along with friction.
Since we come this way. This is fun.
The road goes up. We wave at a cyclist that's going the other way. And this part of the ride, we've already gone across the lake. See how closely I'm following Paul? About less than a foot, maybe a half a foot. Some dog making noise, and there's a house on the left. Get a few dogs here and there. We got some dogs that are in their yard and they race you. They don't come on the road. And some of them like to chase you on the road. You know, so. So as you ride and the road gets more difficult, downshift. Keep your rhythm in the range you've become accustomed to. I'm going to ask Paul in a little while about the security pocket, whether this jersey has one. I don't think it does, because I remember he put his key fob in there. But he's got it sorted. He said he's got it be at the bottom of the pocket, so it's not going to slip out if he takes anything out of it. So when you ride in rolling terrain, there are times you're going to be going slowly. There are times you're going to be moving fast. Keep the rhythm consistent for the zone you want to remain in. I think there's a left turn coming up here. It's a stop sign. We're going to turn left. And the road turns into like a couple of steep rollers. I think I'm going to go to the front soon. Because Paul, I've been pulling for a while. You can see the patina on the roads here. Beautiful area to ride. Look at the trees. It's always cooler out here. So even though we're not going fast necessarily speed-wise, the effort is keeping us zone 1 top to zone 2. And that's what matters. Keep your gearing in the appropriate ratios. Your legs
Does Jersey
work
have a security
differently.
pocket?
I'm asking him about this.
Yeah. Okay, make sure you're careful where you put your keys, okay?
Okay.
Don't fall out if you throw something else.
Yeah.
Because he had told me he was carrying his key fob on this ride, so I wanted to make sure he didn't put it where his food was. Because we ride a lot of like 160 something kilometers, 107K. You wouldn't know where to begin to look if you dropped it somewhere. So I get to the front and resume the same effort. This road is going to kick up. So I put it in a low gear.
That hill big.
Yeah.
I want you to kind of appreciate what's going on here is that I'm focusing on keeping my cadence up as we traverse this terrain because it's up and down.
That's another one. 6.3, my brother.
Yep.
Wow, we're gonna come here more often.
It was like 6% on my head unit. This thing on the screen is saying 3%.
Two 6%ers.
Yep. That's why I was sitting on the Fishcreek so comfortable. I did this sucker yesterday. I was like, oh yeah.
That's nice.
Yep.
Usually going the other way.
Yep.
That was moment, but I think this way interesting too.
Because we usually go the opposite direction. We're still climbing. It's about 3 to 4% here. That's the angle of the camera. Makes my shoulder look like it's up. on the tops. At this point, the road's gonna level off a bit, and I just continue to find the proper ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I thought I was after all that, nice flat. I'm on the big chain ring now.
Remind me to tell you something about the monkey tech off camera.
Okay.
The lube that we use.
So as we go, all I'm focusing on is staying smooth. I relax my upper body, and I'm making sure I use the big muscles in the back of my legs to get those gears ticking over.
Right here, I met a black dog.
Here?
Yeah, it
Paul
was
said some
fast.
dog
He
chased him
stayed
yesterday.
in front of me the whole time. Yeah, man.
No houses out here, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that dog came from yesterday because there aren't any homes in this section of the forest. You gotta stay smooth and focus on being efficient. Take the weight off of your upper body, your shoulders, your hands, and let the legs do the work. At this
All right,
point,
legends, we're on 149 headed south into the wind. Doesn't matter. We got to do this.
we're on the FM 149 heading towards Bailey Grove. Decided to turn on the camera here. Paul is pulling. We just exited the forest. In a little while, I'm going to trade places with him, come to the front, and sit up there to take us into Bailey Grove. It has a lot of undulations. It's a very quiet road, and we're using this just to get to it. He had ridden it actually the day before. Right here, I slide on the shoulder and roll to the front, kick up my cadence, and you can see that's what you need for acceleration, cadence. Speed is cadence maintained for the distance. You need that snap. At this point, we hadn't decided that we're going to do Bailey Grove, but as I approach it, I point, and Paul knows. Paul says, yeah, he likes Bailey Grove.
Bailey Grove.
When you turn, it's like 2.8% as soon as you turn. That's the turn coming up.
Yep.
This road has a lot of patina. It's really quiet. We got one little dog. I think we had like some dogs from unusual spots. There. It started to bark. He was coming in. Paul said, keep going. So I just revved it up a little bit. He wasn't going to catch us. You see the watts. And I back off. Now we're going to turn right. There's another dog that lives in a house about maybe 50 yards after we turn right. And I tell Paul, yeah, this way the second one. He likes to chase us. And one time I just stopped and told him, I'm tired of you chasing us. he looked at me and turned around and went back in his yard. I said, I'm tired. He said, enough of this. We're not running away from you anymore. I think his house is right after these trees. So I'm watching for him.
This is where that crazy dog is, right?
Yeah, they call it a crazy dog. He wasn't out today. Maybe he was out having turkey or something. Look at the road, just beautiful. I just keep using the different ratios to keep the effort in zone 2. And keep my cadence 85 plus. I settle into a rhythm here and keep driving the pedals. This section is kind of flat, but I know this road is going to kick up. It has a lot of undulations. So you got to keep your legs supple. turn here, it's gonna start kicking up. You can see the road going up. I'm gonna tell Paul about it. I said you gotta get ready here. So you wanna select a gear that won't tighten up your legs, because in the distance it's gonna curve to the right and it's gonna pop up.
As a matter of fact, this is the road where we took with Alan.
Yeah. Same direction.
Paul's talking about a ride that we did a long time back. Joe Nanga came to visit, and Alan joined us, and we rode with the WCC boys out here.
That day you guys were flying out of this road. Yeah.
Look at the road, continue to go up. So if you really want to work on climbing, I'm talking to the cows. They're behind those trees in their yard. They were looking at me. So if you really want to work on climbing, you can choose the proper terrain and go out, and you can climb for 3 to 5 minutes and do repeats. That's what I'm telling you. I said, if you overgear, right there in that turn, when it turns, you will see what I'm talking about.
Like this direction.
Yeah. I remember, because this is where I died. Right here. Yeah. Yeah. The bump was way
Yeah, Paul
too
had to
much.
let us go when he came a few years ago, when Joe Nanga came. Look at the road. It's probably 4.5–5%.
Yep.
5% climb. It's not over. We're gonna be climbing for a bit.
Keep working. Yep.
So by keeping the gear right, you can handle the effort, because your legs behave differently at higher wattage with a higher cadence than it does under like a stressed out cadence like 65 or anything below 70. Just things tighten up. I think right around here it levels off a little bit, and in the distance it's gonna kick up. I think I put on the big chain ring there. You can see in the distance, this has leveled up. In the distance, it's going to turn to the right and kick up again. That's why we like to come out here. And the wind is picking up. It's coming from the left for the most part. Right here it starts to kick up, so it's 2%, and I just settle in, find the appropriate gear, I'm standing here because it just feels good. Changing the way my muscles are working. I stand again because it feels good. I don't want to downshift. I'm in the same gear. Use my upper body to put more power in the pedals. You see in the distance, it's going to curve right and kick up again. You have to train yourself to be able to build the proper endurance and the proper skills for you to maintain the speed, the effort, pretty much for hours on end. This is what it takes: consistency and focus. Paul is on my left because the wind is swirling around, so he's in the echelon, and we're just driving ahead.
Carbine.
This is how smooth you're supposed to look on your bicycle when you have it set up correctly. And when you've done the work, you should look like you can do what you're doing forever. I stand because it feels good with my upper body and kick up that gear. So I hope you got a chance to get some K's in. Remember, keep those doctors fired.